Okay, this is Gil, and welcome back to my shop. It's been a while since I made the last video when I first purchased Jumbo. It's been a little while in making and taking, but I had to take the whole stove apart bit by bit and reassemble it, clean off all the rust, and here she is. Here's Jumbo, and here's the stovepipe going up to the ceiling of the shop. The ceiling's not looking too pretty yet. I'm planning on painting it all. Have sort of a painted ceiling joist look. And here we are going all the way up to the top. Getting kind of dark tonight, but giving you a little bit of a glance at the chimney following down to the stovepipe. We have a damper on the stovepipe to regulate the heat. Today is the first day of firing this sucker up. I tested him out when I first got him. I built one little fire out on the driveway, and then when I finished restoring it, the fire was so hot that I decided to fry an egg on it. And here is our little friend Buddy. Buddy, say hello. That's a good boy. Buddy was just an idea when I first got Jumbo. I had seen him at Jefferson Feed, and I had to wait a week until I could get him. In fact, that was the day I went out to St. Francisville to get Jumbo. Jumbo currently has a raging fire going on, so I'm going to give you a look. But this thing gets very hot, so I have to wear a welding glove when I do it. I have the welding on glove backwards, but here we go. Opening it up, and take a look at that. The pit of hell. Raging fire, and she really puts out. As I said in the first video, this stove came from a farm in St. Francisville, Louisiana, where it was used for heat from about 1886 to 1947. Jumbo sat lonely and unused and rusty for many, many years, till I finally saw him on Craigslist and went out to the Muncie family farm in St. Francisville. Great bunch of guys. They took me into their barn where they showed me their big, giant wood-burning stove with about a 15-foot chimney going all the way up through the metal roof. Here's the rocking chair where Buddy and I sit, musing our thoughts by the fire. But it has far exceeded my wildest expectations. I fired it up this morning. It was 36 degrees outside, and it kept things nice and cozy in here. Cozy enough to where I could work on my projects. Here's my workbench over here. Currently working on a project, a crucifix I've been carving. And it's not easy to carve or paint when your fingers are frozen. This is the other wood-burning stove. This is the Franklin from Georgia that I got last year from an antique shop on Jefferson Highway. And I cleaned it all up, intending to use it, but it's missing a grate. It also had a couple of cracks in the back, which made me kind of nervous. Eventually I'll get another grate for this, and maybe I'll swap it out with Jumbo now and then, I'm not sure. But as it stands now, Jumbo is doing a great job. Gives a lot of ambiance to the shop. Kind of like an old-time country store. I'm going to give you a look down inside, because this is one of the things that intrigued me about this stove in the first place. I thought about removing this extension at first, because I thought I wanted to look more like the traditional Potbelly stove. But from what I've learned through research, this extension was on there from the factory so that it would radiate more heat. But it still produces plenty enough heat at the top to cook So I will be cooking beans and coffee and whatnot in here. Take a look down inside. What do you think of that? I'm very happy with this thing though. I think it looks great, and it's inspired me to make the shop nicer, because I can't have this nice looking wood stove in here with the shop looking like a disaster area. This shop was originally a lawnmower repair shop, and back in the 1930s it housed a cow. The Decimos lived here. They were immigrants from France, and they originally lived in the house next door. But when their daughter Leontine married a French sailor during World War II, Leontine and her husband Lucien built this house. It was all originally one property. I believe this building was actually on the property before the house. Her parents came over here right or after World War I.
Concert piece for clarinet and basset horn by Felix Mendelssohn.
But Lucien used this as his lawnmower repair shop, and when we bought the place, it was stacked to the ceiling with junk lawnmower parts. Also a lot of cool antique French tools.
And we cut to the chase, the end.
This is my glass case of memories. In it I've got Lucien's certificate from Lincoln Technical Institute, where he studied small engine repair. Other various knickknacks I've collected throughout my lifetime of junk collecting. Radios, old books, and whatnot. And getting back to the stove, I really like the fact that it has this extended piece, because now when I open it up I can drop long sticks of wood in there without having to chop them up. Well, thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope I didn't ramble on too long. Of course, you can just stop it anytime you want. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.